everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are making one of the most delicious cake that I've ever tasted. It's light,
yet crumbly,
fluffy, crunchy, and amazing. It is honey cake.
This is a classic dessert with a rich history, dates back to ancient times, and it is a staple in many traditions, especially in Jewish cuisines. It is particularly associated with Rosh Hashanah, the Jewish New Year, symbolizing the hope for a sweet year. Its tradition also dates back to the Greek and Roman cultures, where honey was a primary sweetener.
Was introduced to this cake by a Ukrainian lady that I met in my office, and I fell in love with this cake. To make it, we have 100 grams of unsalted butter, 100 grams of Monk Sweetener, or you can use sugar if you prefer, 150 grams of unfiltered honey, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of sea salt, 2 eggs, and 450 grams of all-purpose flour. You can make these 2 ways. I'm just going to take the quick and easy way out. I have a heavy bottom pot right here. We're going to add the softened butter, the sweetener, the honey, the salt, the eggs. Everything is going in all at the same time. And I'm going to combine these. You want to make sure that you get the corners, make sure everything is combined. And then we're going to take it over to the stove top and caramelize it on the medium heat. You want to keep whisking
Until
everything is melted and turns brown. That looks great. And we turn the heat off and get back on the counter. We pour that into the bowl. It cools down for a little bit. And now we're sieving our flour, 450 grams of all-purpose flour with 1 tablespoon of baking powder. And we sieve it in. We mix a little bit and we put in the rest. And then we mix. You want to mix it all together until everything is combined. At this point, you can use your hand to mix the rest. It's a little sticky. Just keep mixing. If you feel like your dough is too sticky, you can add a little bit more flour to bring it together. It will still needs to be a soft dough, depending on the temperature in your house. You just have to make the adjustment. And then we're going to put it in the refrigerator for about an hour. I'm gonna wrap it, and this is the consistency that it should be. While the batter is in the fridge, we are going to make our
cream filling.
Our filling is going to be made up of 450 grams of sour cream, 200 ml or 1 cup of
Heavy whipped
cream. This is organic. 2
tablespoons of
raw unfiltered honey, and 50 grams of powdered sugar, and 1 tablespoon of homemade vanilla extract. We will turn the scale on, zero it, and measure out 450 grams. This whole container is 680 grams. Here we have 450 grams. Cover the rest. Refrigerate it. In here we add the 1 cup of cream mixed together.
Next,
we'll use a hand mixer and we'll start beating it. We want it to form a stiff peak. At this point, I'm going to stop and I'm going to add the honey. That's 2 tablespoons of honey, 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract, and 50 grams of powdered sugar. And then we mix at low speed. This is so good. You can just eat this by itself. Right now, we are going to put it in the refrigerator while we'll bring our batter out and then start baking. We have our dough out of the refrigerator. We are going to shape it to a point where you feel like they are the same weight. I'm going to weigh it to see how much it weighs. It's about 954 grams. We're cutting it into
10 because we want 10 layers, but feel free to have as many layers as you want.
We portion them into 10. And so now we're going to start rolling. We want to roll it so that it is very, very thin. Then we're going to use this to measure it, and we are going to cut it, place it in a tray, and bake it at 350 degrees for about 5 to 8 minutes. Before we bake it, we stab it with a fork for the design. Then we roll the second one out. Easier to use the knife
to trim it.
Keep rolling and baking until all 10 layers are rolled. Seems like a laborious process, but it is very, very easy to do this. The interesting thing about all this is that by the time you finish rolling the third and the fourth, the ones you started
with 1 and 2
are already ready. The cake layer is done. Let's go and check on it. See how golden brown it is around? If you want it darker, you can leave it, but they really don't take that long to cook at all. So now we are going to let it cool for about 5 minutes. And then we'll gather them all together and then start decorating. After it has cooled, you want to separate the cake from the remnant. And that's what it looks like. This is all 10 layers. Now, they are quite brittle. Once they cool, they're easy to handle. And literally you can find yourself with it. And here we have all the
remnants, and we're going to use them
to decorate the cake. You do not want to throw them away.
We place them
in here. You can see how crumbly they are. To be honest with you, it tastes amazing. Almost like biscuits. What the British call biscuits. All we're going to do is to pause this
for a few seconds.
And there you have it. We are just going to empty it in here. Now, if you want it a little bit finer, you can continue to blend it. But I like it this way. Everything is ready. We have our sour cream combo here. What we're going to do is to now start decorating. You take a little bit of this, place it as the first layer, and then a generous amount of the cream layer. If you prefer, you can also pipe the layers. It's up to you. Then the next layer, the cookie layers or the cake layers will absorb most of the liquid. Just keep topping it up.
We are done with the 10 layers.
It is quite an ordeal to get it to stack
due to the slippery nature of the cream.
So what you want to do, if you find it difficult to stack it, you may want to put it in the refrigerator to set. What I want to do now is to decorate it with the crumbs. So you want to start by
taking a handful of the crumbs and placing on the cake.
Can get messy. Just go with it. And then you will just remove the excess.
Next
is to wrap the cake and let it stay in the refrigerator to set. We are going to leave it overnight in the refrigerator. This is the next day. The cake has set. And now the favorite part. Let's cut into it and do a taste test. Wow. You really need to cut hard. All 10 layers. This smells amazing. Wow. Look at that layer. Perfect. I just want to show you. Look at that stacking. It just looks amazing. It looks beautiful. It smells delicious. Let's dig in. Wow. This is so good. It is very, very crumbly. Melts in your mouth. Perfect sweetness. Not too overwhelming. Very light and just
incredibly delicious.
You don't actually feel bad eating this because it just feels right. The sour cream with the heavy cream and a touch of sweetness is just perfect. This should be illegal. That's how good it is. Go ahead, try it at home. I'm sure you will also love it as much as I do. If this video has been of value to you, please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification button so that you'll be notified when we upload new videos. This is Dr. Okeke. Thank you. Stay blessed. Gorgeous.